first one coming back from that long layoff there?
It's pretty embarrassing. I thought nothing was going. We didn't generate any offense. Our defense wasn't good. Awful game.
Get a week of practice to work on some things. Talked about tweaking some things. Power play time. Just what was going on the power play today. It just didn't seem to click at all.
Well, we just don't bear down. We don't There's a couple pucks bouncing, and we try to use our stick to keep it in. Just use your body. There's that much more thing it can hit to keep it in. And going back for breakouts, you got to skate 200 feet one way, 200 feet back, and once you do that once or twice, you don't have as much energy to battle down there to get the pucks. And now it's down the ice. The other unit goes, and it's the same deal over again.
David, how did you feel individually out there? I know there was something online.
No, not at all. Seemed like there was a lot of rust for our team. We never seemed to quite get momentum. We never strung, a few good shifts together, and from there, they played pretty well. I think they got pucks to the net, and they got some quality chances. Just a lot of rust on our part. We had to be better.
Did you feel like out of sync? Just on every play as well?
Yeah, I felt. That's a pretty good way to describe it. Before the break, we seemed to be rolling. It seemed like the lines that we had were feeling pretty good together, and tonight we just really didn't have that, that glue holding us together. So whether that's the break or whatever, it doesn't really matter. We had to, tonight was a night where they played well. They had the same break as we did, and we didn't play well.
Offensively, Taylor, just power play wasn't clicking and stuff. Just how did you see it? I know you guys had a week of practice and tweaking things.
Yeah, our power play's been pretty good at home this year. Tonight was just a bit of a struggle. I know my unit didn't really get set up at all. The other unit had some chances, and it's just a lot of rust on our power play. Really, not a lot of game action. Kind of hurts that part of the game, and just another part of our game that maybe we get a goal in that first period, and it's a different confidence feeling for us.
Obviously, the result not what you guys want. Just how do you feel the team came out from a 3-week layoff there?
Well, we expected, to have a little bit of rust in terms of timing, in terms of positional play, things like that. But, in terms of our compete level, our energy level, it should have been there, and it wasn't.
But you tried to get things going. You were physical. You were mucking it up.
Yeah.
You just find the guys couldn't, roll with that and kind of take momentum from whatever physical edge you're going to provide.
Yeah, that's part of my game and such. But I think more from the team level, we just kind of deviated away from our system, from our game plan tonight in terms of getting pucks to the net, making their D turn to find rebounds. We, instead of putting pucks to the net, we tried to make plays through people, and especially against a great defensive team like Minnesota, it's not going to work.
Oilers sometimes in the past, Oilers and Wild games have not been the most exciting. But when you lay out a hit or you drop the gloves, obviously that's a spark you hope that your team runs with. Are you disappointed that the rest of the guys?
Level, how do you feel you guys came out of the gates? Obviously, rust will be a factor when you haven't played a game in 20-odd days, but just from your point of view, how did the team react to coming back?
I think we came out slow, and we just could never kind of get into the game. They were pretty good in their systems early, and we didn't match it. And I think our physicality was there a little bit to start, but we just weren't executing a lot of things that we worked on, and we could never really get back into the game. We were always clawing back. We were always a step behind, and that's a tough thing to do in this league.
You get into a good scrap. Matt lays down the body a few times. is there a sense of this team wasn't catching any of the spark that you guys were trying to provide to the team?
No, maybe a little bit. I think guys like me and Hendy try to do stuff like that all the time, and sometimes it helps, and sometimes it doesn't make too much of a difference on the team. But I think it definitely got the bench going a little bit, and we just couldn't seem to capitalize on it after that. And that's just stuff we're trying to do. We're trying to help the team in any way, give a little energy. It just didn't work out. Yeah.
Thank you.
First of all, great to get a goal right immediately into the game. How big was it?
Well, obviously every goal is a big one. It was Zach gave me a great pass, so yeah, I had an empty net there.
Did you when you saw that net open up? I mean, did your eyes light up?
Well, I got like wow, so I wasn't expecting that. So that was a so great pass, so it was easy chop to put in.
How are you feeling? It looked like you had a couple. You took a puck to the face and checked. Okay, you are.
Didn't have trouble finding your skating legs after the long trip back.
Well, obviously, maybe you can feel it a little bit, but not really. I felt all right, and sure, a lot of flying and all the dive chances. It takes a few days, but I felt all right.
Defensively, you guys looked like you played a pretty good game there after you take the lead. You're in control of the
Yeah, I mean I think that's one of our strengths, maybe the biggest strength to have a good defensive game, and I think we played good defensively, and Kemp's was really good on that, so we didn't keep that too much.
We talked about there not being a letdown in your game from the Olympics. How nice?
I don't know. I think we did a really good job. We were aware of the situation, and everyone was real focused tonight. And they really bared down to make sure there was no lulls out there. Yeah, just a solid team game tonight.
And you just picked up right where you left off.
Yeah, I just tried to. We had 7 days of practice, so you just use the first 2 to get your fundamentals back, and then after that, you're just preparing for the next game. So yeah, I stuck to my game, and obviously the team played great in front of me.
The closest call there where hit you there up in here and you lost your feet.
Yeah, it was a bit of a riser, but Spurgeon, our D-man, helped me out big time there.
Remember that everybody saved when you slid across on the power play?
Yeah, I was just keeping my eye on it and just following it across, and fortunate that he kind of shot it back into me. But yeah, I was just trying to play score.
It looked like it kind of got to him, but it looked like it went through a lot of bodies to get to him.
Yeah, it looked like it was actually going to be shot from the middle, and then continued on. That's what made it a little bit more challenging, but I stayed with it, and yeah, it was a key save at that moment of the game. I think that game the team played real solid in front of me and made my job pretty easy. So tonight, the way they were playing, I just wanted to chip in and do my part, and it worked out. We got the big win.
We talked earlier about this challenge for you to stretch run.
spoke this morning about the mentality you were looking for. Does this game satisfy you in that regard?
Well, it's a start. I know that one thing that we're going to be talking about here is we wanted to get better through the course of the game, and we want to get better from game to game. I think that's going to be important. I don't think that we played this game at the level that we headed into the break at, and I think that's normal. I was impressed with the structure and the detail in a lot of areas. I think our puck work can get a little bit better in some areas too.
Mike, that's what the players were saying, that defensively that's your bread and butter, and they felt like that part of the game was strong.
Yeah, that's and I was impressed with when I saw the guys coming into the break, how they practiced, how they looked in practice. I felt pretty good that we didn't lose too much, in that part of our game. I think it's normal that once the pace of play picks up a little bit, execution-wise, again, I think that we can do a little bit better in some areas. I thought we turned a few pucks over that we didn't need to tonight. But aside from that, I thought that the guys had a real good focus, of defending tonight and doing it the right way.
Your goaltender didn't have to make a lot of saves, but he made a couple of big ones there.
Yeah, he made a couple of real big ones. I look at the one in the second period there, that backdoor play, and next thing you know, we go down and score shortly after that. So, whenever your goalie wins a game, they're doing something great. There was more moments than that, but I thought he played a real strong game.
Come back with him tomorrow?
How we usually operate around here. Shutout usually gives you a pretty good chance of starting that next game.
Mikhail Granlund continues to build off what he did in Sochi. Were you happy with his game?
Yeah, very happy. I thought that obviously that first goal, I knew that was going to be big for us, and him and Zach connecting on that was huge. I agree. I think that he just kind of continued on a lot of the same things I saw over there. It's his two-way play. It's his decisions with the puck. He's a creative guy, but at the same time, he managed it well tonight. Our third goal is he gets kind of a third assist on that because he makes a good decision at a proper time of the game, getting the puck in deep, allowing those guys to get to work in the offensive zone. So those are little things that you need from guys to help you win games.
Speaking of which, Ballard +3 and also makes the play driving the net on the ground goal.
I thought he had a really strong game tonight. He was talking, he was vocal on the bench. He was a great leader for us, but most importantly, his play. I thought that he looked very strong out there.
How
expecting the first game back? A lot of hopes and expectations.
Yeah, that was I thought for both teams it was an ugly hockey game. It was. I haven't seen the chances. I'm guessing the chances were probably even. They were able to capitalize, and we weren't. So, that was a lot of what I saw last night. I was watching games last night, and it was some ugly hockey, and tonight was actually quite amazing early. The number of players falling down with nothing going on, passes behind players. It was, it was firmly two teams coming off a long break.
Also, what do you make of your power play tonight? A lot of work on that over the week, course of the week in practice.
We had a couple of good chances. Our entries were. That's where I saw some of those like crazy passes. Like just execution is easy, and for some reason we were having problems with that. I thought we had a couple of good looks, but we continue to work on it. I know there's a lot being talked about on our power play, but I'm not. Going into tonight's game, our power play was number 3 in the league at home. Only 2 teams ahead of us at home. We're running at 23-something%. So. Where we've been hurt on our power play percentage is on the road, and that's hard to find an answer to when you can be so good at home in whatever it was, probably 104, 105 attempts, and basically the same on the road, and have 2 totally different percentages. So I know there's a lot going on with our power play, but a lot of talk. But we're obviously doing something right at home for the most part to be there. But it's something that. Even if we were number 3 in the league, I want us to be number 1, and we'll continue to work on it and try to get better.
Yeah, well, we know tomorrow how his ankle is, or how is it?
Yeah, he took that. That was a hard shot in a not a good spot on his foot, and I believe they were looking at it now. But my experience is when a guy leaves the game, he rarely practices the next day. So we'll have to get an update tomorrow on that.
Dallas, Hendricks and Gaz were playing a lot of energy out there tonight. Was it disappointing for you not to be able to build any momentum after a couple big hits or some fighting moments in the game?
Yeah, I thought Hendy was possibly our best forward. And off the top of my head, I would say that he was. You know, Luke's always there. He works extremely hard and tries to get us momentum, you know, with his hits and his physical play. And yeah, we were hoping that would get us going. But you know, it was interesting. Our team was. It wasn't even split. It wasn't like we had guys who struggled the whole game and guys who played well. It would be a certain player would go out and give us 3 really good shifts, and then he'd come back and give us 4 bad ones. And we just couldn't get anything rolling as 18 skaters. We could get it rolling with 6, and then the other 12 would fall off. It was back and forth, and I just thought it was an ugly hockey game for both teams.
What do you think of Beloff?
Yeah, I thought he, you know, we were trying to give him a chance on the power play. I thought he was having some struggles there, but he wasn't the only one. You know, he got caught on the ice for some goals that weren't his fault. I thought he got out-battled, and once again, reinforcing the message to tie the guy's stick up before you go after the body. So, you know, I'm sure he would have liked to have had a better showing getting back in the lineup, but certainly the game wasn't pinned on him.
Dallas, do you toss some of this away due to the 20-day layoff? In other words, you don't want to undo the work you've put into, you know, leading up to this game as far as the 8 days of practice time. I mean, does some of this get tossed out the window and, all right, guys, let's, you know, we got that one out of our system, let's move forward?
Well, yeah, well, hey, listen, you certainly want a better I wish we would have handled the puck better mostly and executed better. The stuff that we worked on this week, the adjustments to our system stuff, I was actually quite happy with it. You know, we only gave up 21 shots in the game, which is encouraging, and I thought our guys did a good job implementing the new part of the system. But, you know, tomorrow we've got to, I was just saying it into the coaches, tomorrow we got to break out pucks and handle the puck and transition the puck. These guys, we've got to ramp up the amount of touches in practice and maybe not worry so much about the system stuff tomorrow.
As a coach, do you look at it and say we got a really good offensive team and we've shut out 8 times? How does that happen?
Well, I'm not. I think we have some good offensive players. I'm not sure that we're, you know, the Pittsburgh Penguins or the San Jose Sharks, but I think we have some offensive players. I don't look at us as a real offensive team. But yeah, being shutouts never good, and you know, it's like I said, I thought there were chances tonight where we should have scored. We just didn't execute it.